What is Spectre Divide? Is it the new Valorant? The CSGO killer? Well, after a couple hours of playing its playtest, I can fully say that it's probably not in a long shot, but it might pique your interest.
Allows competitors to swap between multiple bodies at the same time. One mind, two bodies.
Developed by Mountaintop Studios, Spectre Divide is a competitive tactical first-person shooter in a similar vein as Counter-Strike or Valorant. Except instead of competing in 5v5 matches, you're competing in 3v3s, but with a twist. Of course there's a twist, why wouldn't there be a twist? Each player controls two bodies, two Spectres, so in a way it kind of feels like a 6v6. But don't worry, we'll get to that later. Honestly, there's really just slight differences if you've played Valorant or CSGO, so just skip to this timestamp if you really want to see what the hell Spectres are. Other than that, here we go! Starting from the main menu, you're presented with a couple tabs: Sponsors, Crew, Locker, and Weapons, and a couple extra tabs currently locked. Similar to how in Valorant each agent has their own abilities, Spectre Divide uses sponsors instead. I'm probably going to compare this game a lot to Valorant because what else is there to compare it to? Anyway, each sponsor gives you its own set of abilities, nades, etc. And choosing to activate a sponsor lets you unlock cosmetics, sprays, and whatnot over time. Fortunately, the playtest gives you enough XP points to unlock 2 extra sponsors. I kinda like the sponsor idea because it gives you the option to customize your own personal character or Spectres. Sure, not some super crazy customization, but a neat feature compared to using heroes, operators, agents, and so forth. I won't deny though, it does get a little confusing when everyone is wearing the same color. Who am I supposed to shoot? The amount of times I accidentally shot my friend, thank god there's no friendly fire. The weapons tab here is pretty self-explanatory. Here you got weapon skins and buddies to add on eventually from pistols to SMGs, rifles, etc. And lastly, crew. I'm going to be honest, I still have no idea what the hell crews are, but I'll try my best to explain. Crews are basically this game's social system that allows players to compete for points weekly in order to gain fame and fans for their crew. I don't know if there's actually any rewards to this or if it's just bragging rights, but I'm gonna assume the latter for the time being. It's a neat system, kinda gives players a stronger reason to get good so they don't get demoted and help support their crew, but nothing too crazy. But enough of all this menu junk. What's the gameplay? What the hell are Spectres? I just wanna see gameplay, I don't wanna see no matches. One team starts as defenders, defending their A or B site, while the other team starts as attackers, trying to plant their Zeus, the bomb basically, onto one of the sites until one team wins 8 rounds, or ties 7-7. No overtime. I wonder if they'll add that in ranked. And because there's less people and the rounds are short, the matches go by so fast. Just like Valorant or CSGO, each round has 3 phases. First, the buy phase, where you purchase your weapons, abilities, and utils, getting set up before the walls drop. Next, the round phase, where one team defends their sites and the other attacks, all while using their abilities and going for kills. But I'll be honest, I didn't really use a lot of the different sponsor abilities in this game, but they're nothing groundbreaking. You got your walls, smokes, intel gadgets, damage over time, etc. And getting kills or playing the Zeus awards you money to spend for the next round. And then the post-round phase, where players still alive can plant the Zeus for extra cash, pick up guns, or hope to god the enemy team doesn't see you running away and hiding. Alright, so let's start round 1. And while we're choosing guns to buy, I guess this is also a good time to talk about the buy menu and gunplay. It's really just your usual buy menu, where you spend the money you earn through kills and winning rounds. From various guns to abilities, but a bit more different. Do you see it? You're not just buying one gun. You're buying a pair of guns because you control 2 characters, divided into 5 pricing/quality tiers. So buying anything in tier 3 gets you an AR plus an extra gun, or tier 5 with an op sniper and an extra gun. What's also nice here is at the top, team inventory.
Oh, that team inventory thing.
Oh yeah, I just bought a pack.
You bought up? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it does.
So if a teammate keeps a gun for the next round and buys up, their gun is added to the team inventory for players to grab. I really love that feature. Anyway, in terms of gunplay, look, I'm really bad at these kind of games. I don't even know why I'm doing a first impression for this, but that's besides the point. Pistols, SMGs, rifles all feel pretty fine with various spray patterns. But I will say, Spectre Divide puts a bit more emphasis on aiming down sights, especially when you're moving. because no matter which direction you move, your accuracy does not change while you shoot. Like, look at this. I feel like I'm cheating getting these shots while moving. Running and gunning in my video game? Ain't no way. But seriously, this really changes the playstyle than what everyone is used to compared to Valorant or CS, which is stop and then shoot. And I, for one, love this change. Granted, I've only played a couple matches, but I can't wait to see what other wild plays people will pull off with this. If you're enjoying this video, why not gently tap that like button or subscribe for more content? Or if you're into watching someone play games poorly, follow me on Twitch, you weirdo, and see it live right before your eyes. Cool, let's buy some armor and then get ready for the round by placing our Spectres and getting right into the first round. Oh wait, you don't know what the hell Spectres are still. You ever played a competitive shooter, you're defending a site, and you get picked off and you wonder, where the hell was my team? Where's my backup? The solution? Spectres. Okay, maybe not a solution, but it sounded cool. Each player controls 2 Spectres, basically 2 bodies you switch between freely. Which I've been doing since Black Ops 1, I'd like to mention, but I digress. Pressing X by default lets you switch between Spectres. Can be a little disorienting when switching, but honestly it's pretty damn sick. Not only can you move around between each Spectre, during the buy phase you can even place your Spectres via the map by left or right clicking. Dude, I don't even care if future games copy this, I freaking love just moving through the map. But it makes sense here considering you literally need to control 2 characters. Alright, so throughout the round you have 2 characters control, that's it? Well, not quite. See, a Spectre can do more than just sit around until you switch to it. When an enemy is near, your Spectre can warn you that an enemy is within its vicinity. So while you defend from one spot, you can have your Spectre on the other side of the map in cover, and when it alerts an enemy nearby, you can just zippity zoop to the other Spectre and boop those enemy players when they're not looking. But be careful not to leave your Spectre in the open. Just because you can switch whenever doesn't mean they're going to be safe.
Use carrier was killed.
Now what if you need a Spectre nearby, but it's on the other side of the map? With a Z key by default, you can yeet a puck on the ground that'll have your Spectre travel to that location. Notice how I said travel and not teleport. Because depending on the distance you are from your Spectre is how long it'll take for your Spectre to travel to that location. Or you could also yeet these pucks in these designated green spaces and your Spectre will zip there in like half the time. A quick and easy way to get your Spectre to you. I won't lie, in the first few rounds it's pretty confusing remembering where to place your Spectres, how to push or how to defend with them, all while learning various abilities and gunplay. But once you get a small hang of it, it feels so freaking good switching to your Spectre and getting the enemy's flank. Or using one Spectre as a fake out distraction. Hell, just using your Spectre to bait and get the trade is a viable strat too. However, don't forget the enemies have Spectres too. So even though you may think a location is clear after killing one enemy, doesn't mean it's still safe. Then after round 6, the teams switch sides and repeat until one team wins 8 rounds, or ties 7-7. Conclusion. Honestly, that's about it, and not really any complaints. Other than the Spectre mechanic, which is really awesome, and the ADS accuracy while moving, I kinda like how it feels like a faster pace of Valorant in a sense. But the matches are short, the rounds go by fast, and you don't feel too invested in a 14 round match, compared to 25 or so. Like an arcadey Valorant, but with a new take on the playstyle while still keeping it your traditional tactical hero shooter, kinda. All in all, if you're a fan of competitive shooters, specifically Valorant, it's definitely worth checking out in the future when it releases. When does it release? Because that Spectre mechanic is really freaking awesome. Or maybe I'm just biased because it's a really great game to play when you only have 2 buddies online and don't want to deal with 2 extra randos in a regular 5v5.
Boost has been dropped.
Launching a swarm grenade.
Gathering wave scan intel.
Defenders have
Nice.
won
Nice.
the match.
Let's go.
Woo! Hey, if you made it to the end, then thanks. I appreciate listening to my random thoughts. Plus, if you want to hear more, be sure to like and subscribe. Or if you want to hear my yapping live, follow me on Twitch. Personally, I don't think I've been playing enough hours for good impressions, so next time I'll aim for 5 hours or so. Oh god, my poor hard drive. But until then, have a wonderful day and or night, and I'll see ya next time.